Hey, this is Emily Brueggemann, and this is my response for Journal B. Explain what I'm doing to use my time wisely this past week. That's the first one, and the main thing that I have been doing is that I do have a schedule of some sort. Jardine posts new videos that we teach off of and review on Friday afternoon. At least that's what it was for this past week. So I spend my weekends usually designing my lessons for the Zoom encounters with the kiddos on the weekends. So by the time Monday comes around, my lesson plans are done for the week. And the time that I have on the weekdays, I use working on my KPTP and also just reviewing for the lesson for the day. So I'm fresh and ready to go for them. Mental hygiene would be, like I mentioned last week, I've been going a lot of walks and runs, and mental health, I've just really been focusing on staying away from the screen for too long. I spend my time playing games with my roommates and doing a lot of phone calls with my grandparents and family members. So that's been really nice getting to catch up with everybody and also just enjoy the free time that I have all of a sudden gained. The school, Jardine, officially switched over to continuous learning on March 30th. That's when we started meeting with the kids at 12:30 on Zoom. Things have changed since the last video. When I last talked, we had the kids from 12:30 to 1:30, but the district decided that's too long for kindergarten. So now we only meet with them from 12:30 to 1, and then 1 to 1:30 is spent either waiting for kids to maybe come on if they are late, or parents to ask questions. The way that me and my clinical supervisor have reached out to families and students, it's mostly been my teacher doing that all because I don't have contact information for the parents, so that hasn't really been my responsibility to stay in touch with parents. I obviously communicate with the students via Zoom every day at 12:30, and I also was recently added as a co-teacher on our Seesaw account for the classroom, so I'm able to see the work that the students submit, and I can give them a quick comment, feedback, and a heart for the post. So that's been nice to finally get access to that. Struggling students is a tough one because, again, it's only been 2 weeks, and we only see the kids for 30 minutes a day. And, a good bit of that time is spent them asking random questions that don't really have much to do with school because they're 5 and 6. And also just technological issues, maybe access to the internet might be an issue, especially on my end. My internet's been a bit spotty. So 30 minutes is not a lot of time to teach, so it's definitely not a lot of time to tell which students are struggling and which are not. The main focus these past 2 weeks have been just making sure that they're not struggling with accessing the material. So the way that my teacher's been helping kids with that is just sending out a daily reminder like, hey, this is how you get to the website, this is the video that you're needing to watch for math, for ELA, so making sure that they at least know how to access the material. I'm sure once that becomes more familiar, we'll be able to tell if students do need that extra support. Guidance that the school has given. So every Monday at 9 a.m., Jardine has a staff meeting, and that is where the principals talk about, hey, we've noticed this is going great. Here are some suggestions for changes, especially with security of Zoom, making sure that nobody can hack into things. So they've been providing a lot of guidance on how to set up the settings in Zoom, and they've also been providing staff with good mental health tips for this new normal for us. So that's the most guidance that I've seen so far, and I expect more as the weeks go by. As for supporting their families, they send a lot of emails, and they have also been providing kids with lunches, their iPads, access to internet. So I think they're doing all they can given the restraints that we've been put under with the stay-at-home order. The clinical supervisor and I, our plan for the first few weeks, so at first it was a little rocky because it was so different for us. So we did a lot of just calling and texting like, hey, let's do this, let's do that. But as for the preparation of the lessons, that's been mostly me. And then from there, it's been just kind of trying to find the time management piece of the lesson. So we mostly have been calling and texting to figure out how to do this virtual learning together and who's going to say what in the videos. And how does this planning for online learning differ from the planning you have done in the past? So obviously, everything's a lot shorter. I'm not planning extensive lessons every day for every school day anymore. It's just 30 minutes a day, and it's just been rush, 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 try to get everything in. So it obviously differs a lot time-wise, but still that piece of time management is really important. Something I've struggled with and been working on in the classroom was just timing of my lessons. So this is a very condensed way to learn how to condense my lessons very quickly. It's also hard because I'm not coming up with any new material, and I like that part of teaching. But Topeka's made it a very strict rule that you cannot provide children anything new. It's all based on what has been provided to them on the website. So all of my planning is basically just review of what other people have prepared. So that's been a little bit challenging, but I'm still trying to give my own flair to it and make it fun for me and for my learners. So those are my responses for Journal B, and I look forward to talking next week. Thank you.